The following podcast is a W2M Network original production. Visit W2Mnet.com for all of our other great podcasts, plus news, reviews, articles, and opinions from the worlds of wrestling, video games, football, and entertainment.
Hi everybody, welcome to the latest episode of the SCU Show. I'm my host, SCU. I know it's been a couple of weeks. I haven't done a show since last year, literally last year. It was the last time I did a show, but now I'm ready to go. It's going to be a short show this week. I know, I'm doing so many things. I feel like I'm adding on too much. I'm starting to get rid of things as well. Doing a little more special things. I'm always looking to improve. And that's what I'm always doing. I always talk about it. I'm looking to improve. And that's what I've been doing. I've done the show. I should be doing the show more often than I do. But, it is what it is at this point. Let's just get right. I want to get into this because now a lot of things are very interesting. Alright, so the Eagles won the Super Bowl. Congratulations to the Eagles, by the way. I can't hate them for winning the Super Bowl. As a Cowboys fan, I don't want to see the Eagles win the Super Bowl. But they definitely proved something. At least they proved something to me. Nick Foles deserves a starting job in the NFL. I've been saying this for the longest time. Everyone, as soon as Carson Wentz went out with this torn ACL when they played in LA, that's it, the Eagles are done. Nick Foles can't do anything. They're not going to lead him nowhere. And what do you know? Nick Foles leads them to a Super Bowl title. I've been saying this all along, ladies and gentlemen. Nick Foles deserves a starting job in the NFL. Unfortunately, he won't get one. And the reason I say he deserves one has nothing to do with what he's done this year, which is do nothing but good stuff, by the way. It's the fact that he's done this before. It's been a couple of years, but 2015, 2016, nobody gave him a chance. And he barely got the chance in Philadelphia this year. Nobody wants to give him a chance. I don't get why they won't. I don't understand why nobody wants to give Nick Foles a chance. It makes no sense to me whatsoever. In 2013, Nick Foles took over the Eagles. The guy threw 27 touchdowns to 2 picks. That was, at the time, the best touchdown-interception ratio in NFL history. And the Brady, of course, did 28-2 in 2016. Next year, 2014, the Eagles they won the NFC East area, by the way. Went to the playoffs, and lost to the Saints, but different story, different time. 2014, they start 6-2. The Eagles are 6-2 on top of the NFC East with Nick Foles as their quarterback. And still, nobody likes him. He breaks his collarbone in a game against Houston, and they're 6-2. Mark Sanchez takes over, and they finish 8-8, miss the playoffs. And yet, people want to hate Nick Foles. He don't deserve a starting job. What does he deserve? What has he done to deserve it? Are you serious? Again, 2013, 27 touchdowns, 2 picks. 2018, 6-2. 2014, 6-2 record before he gets injured. 2017, Super Bowl MVP. What has he not done to earn the starting job? Why are we still not giving it to him? There are a few teams that need a quarterback, and Nick Foles would be a perfect quarterback for any team. Absolutely perfect quarterback. Arizona needs a quarterback. I think they're going to draft Baker Mayfield at 12, but if they don't, Nick Foles would be great to start alongside Larry Fitzgerald, John Brown. Pardon me. Denver needs a quarterback. I think they're going to go to Kirk Cousins. If they don't, sign Foles. He can work with anything and anyone. The Jets need a quarterback. They definitely could use him. There's several teams that could use a quarterback. Nick Foles would be perfect on any team he goes to. He would be perfect. No doubt about it. Unfortunately, though, it doesn't look like he's going to actually get a starting job because nobody wants him to start. Why nobody wants to start, I don't know. If I were an NFL GM, head coach, whoever makes that decision, I'm signing Nick Foles as soon as free agency starts in a couple weeks. March 9th, free agency begins. I would start Nick Foles if he's not under contract with the Eagles. Especially if I'm Arizona, if I'm the Jets, or if I'm Denver. I'm signing Nick Foles. There's no second opinion. There is no second opinion there. Because Arizona, Denver, and the Jets have no quarterback. Josh McCown did okay, fine. But they still finished 5-11. Trevor Siemian, not as good as everyone thought he would be. And Carson Palmer's retired. You're not going to start John Skelton in Arizona. That's not happening. So I would sign Nick Foles if I need a quarterback. I don't know why people want him to stay on the bench. Hey, we might even see a quarterback competition in Philadelphia. Who knows? But Nick Foles definitely deserves a starting job. It's a shame he won't get one. Like, he's not going to get one. We already know that. And I just think it's a real shame that he's not going to get one. Real shame. I don't like it. This is Doug Flutie for my older audience. This is Doug Flutie all over again. Doug Flutie took over Rob Johnson for the Bills back in 1998. The guy shined. He was amazing. He did awesome. And what happened? When it came to the playoffs, they started Rob Johnson. Doug Flutie get back on the bench. It's Rob Johnson's turn. And what happened? They lost to the Titans in the Music City Miracle. Disappointing. That's what we're looking at with Nick Foles. I'm not even going to go to yet. I'll get to that in a sec about how the Eagles do the next year because that's part of my special thing here on this week's show. Nick Foles is their starting job. No doubt. Undisputedly. Or undisputed. Whatever you want to say it. So the Eagles are champions. Let's start there and then we'll go into my special thing here. The Eagles are champions. They beat the Patriots. First title in franchise history. Congratulations to the Eagles. I give it to them. You know, they definitely played their hearts out in every playoff game, and they deserved it. They deserved to win that Super Bowl, and they did. So kudos to them, even though I picked the Patriots to win. Another Super Bowl I got wrong. Another one. Maybe next year my luck will change again. But now that the season's over, and I do this, all I do is everything I do. You know, now this is over now. I'm looking at the next thing. Now that the 2018 season is over, I'm looking to 2019. I got 10 things here. I got a list of 10 things that 10 predictions for the 2018-2019 NFL season. And here we go. Number 10. Matt Patricia's the head coach of the Detroit Lions. I'm not saying he's going to do terrible, but he's not going to do well. Matt Patricia is a defensive-minded coach on a team that barely has a defense. Now, the NFC North is going to be one of the crappiest divisions next year because the Vikings don't know who the quarterback is. The Packers are going to take a step back. Get to that in a second. The Bears are the Bears with Mitchell Trubisky. That's garbage. The Lions could win the NFC North next year, but Matt Patricia, they'll have like an 8-8, 9-7 record with that. Like, Matt Patricia is not going to do well in his first year in Detroit. He might do well in the next year or whatever, but he's not going to do well his first year in Detroit. He's a defensive-minded guy, and that Detroit Lions team is all about their offense. Matt Stafford. What's the guy? Forget his name. Golden Tate. Amir Abdullah. You have offense. That's all offense right there. The only guys they have on defense are Dominican Sue and Lodi Nato. Two guys are getting old, and one always getting suspended. I don't see it working out for Matt Patricia in Detroit for at least year one. And then this is predictions 2 weeks after the Super Bowl. So this could all change. This could definitely all change. My mind, I'm always making my mind up. I'm always changing my mind about something. Alright, so that's number 10. Matt Patricia will not do well year one in Detroit next year. Number 9. Everyone wants to talk about the Steelers. Oh, the Steelers are the biggest threat to the Patriots. Yeah, they're a big threat. They're not the biggest threat. Let me hit you with a bomb right here. We'll drop the ball on you. Houston will be the biggest challenge to the New England Patriots next year. Look at what they did last year with Deshaun Watson. They had J.J. Watt. DeAndre Hopkins was having a great year. David Clowney's finally showing something. He's finally doing good. I'm very impressed with what I saw last year from David Clowney. And it's something we haven't seen before from him in his NFL career. Now, and of course, Deshaun Watson got injured. J.J. Watt was out for the year. And the team went down the toilet with the Jaguars defense winning them to the AFC South. It's Houston's. It's time for Houston now. This is Houston's division to lose. And they could, the Steelers beat them bad last year. But again, that's because they had no players. Deshaun Watson was gone. J.J. Watt was gone by then. That was a bad team. Now, Deshaun Watson's back. J.J. Watt's back. You have everybody together with in Houston. That team is going to compete. Is going to challenge the Patriots for the AFC Conference title. And you guys have to go. You might think I'm nuts. You might think I'm right. But that's the way I see it. I mean, you have Deshaun Watson's going to be a Hall of Famer. You saw it last year. This guy has Hall of Fame written on his forehead. He just has to show it again year 2 and for the rest of his NFL career. Unless J.J. Watt, the sack master, is going to be coming back. DeAndre Hopkins is still going to be there. Will Fuller will be back. He'll be healthy. And Jadeveon Clowney, I expect big things from him again this next season. So Houston, New England, the top 2 teams in the AFC come next year. That is my number 9 prediction for the NFL season. Number 8, now we get to the back, and we'll go back to the Eagles here. The Eagles are taking a step back. This happens to it's called the Super Bowl hangover. You win the Super Bowl, if you're not the Patriots, forget it. You're not going back to the playoffs, you're not going back to the big game. If you're not the Patriots, you're not going back. Plus, if they start Carson Wentz, people are going to be mad at me for hearing this. I don't trust Carson Wentz. Last year, his rookie year. Yeah, they started 3-0. And Carson Wentz such a great quarterback. Oh, yeah, he's so good. They went on to lose 9 of their final 14 games, and he went on throwing more picks than he did touchdowns in those final 14 games. And they missed the playoffs at 7-9. That was Carson Wentz. This year, yeah, they got Alshon Jeffrey, they got Torrey Smith, got a couple guys on defense. That's great and all. But everyone that thought that he couldn't win with Nick Foles, they won the Super Bowl with Nick Foles. You're not winning a Super Bowl with Carson Wentz. No matter how good your defense is, despite Alshon Jeffrey's numbers are going to go down as well. Because if you have a career year, you usually don't come back from that. You don't match it with a better year or an equal year. Usually your numbers drop. And I don't trust Carson Wentz at all. Yeah, MVP last year. Oh yeah, great, awesome. No, not next year. He's taking a dip. The Eagles taking a dip. They're going to miss the playoffs next year. And I still think they finished 3rd or 4th in the NFC East. That's because the Cowboys have... Dallas has a lot of talent. Dak's going to be great. The receivers are going to do well. Zeke is back. The defense is going to be healthy again. And the Giants, that team is turning it around big time. The Giants are going to turn around big time. OBJ coming back. Sterling Shepard will be back. Brandon Marshall, Eli Manning. Possibly a second quarterback if Manning screws up. The Giants looking like the best team right now. The Cowboys look good. We'll get to the Redskins in a sec, but the Eagles are taking a step back. Like, the Eagles are going to falter. Like, they're gonna finish above 500, but it's not gonna be good enough to make the playoffs. And with Carson Wentz, no, that's the thing that I'm like, I don't buy it. And I won't buy it until I see something. Again, this could all change before the season starts. The Super Bowl was just 2 weeks ago. This could all change in a matter of days. You never know with me. Speaking of, we're going to stick with the NFC East here. That was my number 8. Number 7, Alex Smith was the Washington Redskins. And everybody loves it. Oh, the Redskins are going to go to the playoffs. Win the NFC East. Oh, right, yeah. Hold the brakes. Alex Smith is just as good as Kirk Cousins. But just the slightest better than Kirk Cousins. He's no Steve Young, Joe Montana type of deal. That's not what we're looking at. Alex Smith did good with Jim Harbaugh, and then he got benched. He did good with Andy Reid, he got benched. If he's good, so good, why does he keep getting benched? Why is he getting traded? He's not that good. Not only that, and you can put into consideration, the Redskins have no receivers right now. Of course, they might draft 1 or 2 in the draft come April, but as of right now, here in March, in April and February, they have no wide receivers. Who's Alex Smith going to throw to? Chris Thompson, their running back? Good Lord. We are overhyping the Alex Smith thing way too much. I see the Redskins finishing 3rd place in the NFC East behind the Giants and Cowboys. At best, 3rd. The Eagles could possibly get that 3rd spot, and the Redskins finish last once again in the NFC East. But everybody's overhyping Alex Smith. I don't like overhyping Alex Smith. He's not good. He's not going to be good in Washington. Not next year, not the year after, or however many years he continues to play with the Redskins. Unless they find good wide receivers. I have the Redskins 3rd in the NFC East at best. No way they finish above 3rd place. They're not going to finish 2nd, no way. That's number 7. Number 6, here's another one. I think this is more overhyped than Alex Smith. Jimmy Garoppolo got a 5-year deal, $137 million. Oh, great. The 49ers are back. Great team. Awesome. Same problem with Washington. Garoppolo has no receivers. They want to get rid of Carlos Hyde. He'll have no running game. But the running game doesn't matter. My point here is, as of right now, in February, I say Jimmy Garoppolo will not eclipse 3,000 passing yards. It's not going to happen because he has no receivers. Pierre Garçon's getting old. And that's all he really has. There's nobody else really there for San Francisco. We are overhyping Jimmy Garoppolo way too much. The guy's played 5 career games, like 7 career games. And we're going to give him $137 million? That's like giving Randall Cunningham $137 million. Overhyped. Until the 49ers draft some good receivers, which I think they probably will look to do, like Washington will. I'm not buying this Jimmy Garoppolo hype. It's too much. It's too much. That's way too much. $137 million for a guy that started 7 games, and he hasn't proven to be that great. Like Nick Foles has proven to be great. That is greatness. Jimmy Garoppolo, I'm holding the brakes. I don't buy it right now, and I don't see him getting over 3,000 passing yards in 2018. That's number 6. Number 5, we're halfway there. Everyone's going to hate me for this because everyone hates the Patriots. At worst, the Patriots finish 13-3 next year. At the worst. And you look at your schedule. They host Houston, host Green Bay, Kansas City, the Colts, the Vikings, Lions, Bears, Titans, and Jaguars, as well as the Jets, Bills, and Dolphins. Houston, like I said earlier, Houston's their biggest threat in the AFC. If they can find a way to beat them in Foxborough, they'll find a way to beat them in the postseason as well. Green Bay's taking a step back. We'll get that in a second. Kansas City's going to have a rookie quarterback in Patrick Mahomes. He's going to be good. He's not going to be great. The Colts are garbage. The Vikings, don't know who the quarterback is. Lions, no. Bears are the Bears. Titans are the Titans. The Jags are taking a step back. And the AFC East has been run by the Jets, the Patriots, since Tom Brady's been there. I give him the win over Green Bay. Like I say that perhaps Aaron Rodgers goes into Foxborough and wins over Tom Brady because he's already 1-0 against Tom Brady's career. When the Patriots went up to Lambeau and lost in Green Bay a couple years back. And I also can see them winning at Pittsburgh. I see them going into Pittsburgh pulling another victory. So if they can beat the Texans right there, and people think I'm nuts for saying this, I can see the Patriots going undefeated once again. If the 3 losses I have right now, Houston, Green Bay, and the Steelers. That's the only 3 losses I see. They could beat the Steelers. If the Packers game is in Foxborough, that's a winnable game. And Houston. All winnable games right there. So if they win those 3 games, 16-0. I could honestly see the Patriots going 16-0. And people think I'm nuts for saying it. But hey, that's what I mean, you look at this. Tom Brady's going to have Brandon Cooks back. He's going to have the whole team back. It's going to be another successful season for the Patriots. Nothing less of expectations, really. So Patriots, at worst, 13-3 at number 5. Number 4, and I'm sort of going off Colin Cowherd, but not really, because I had thought about this myself and looked at the schedule, trying to look for predictions. Green Bay will miss the postseason for the 2nd consecutive season. They have the toughest schedule in the NFL. It is a brutal schedule. They have to play the Cardinals, the 49ers, the Falcons, Rams, Seattle, New England, Washington. Wow. Those are some really talented teams. They're looking like real talented teams right now. And they have to go to New England, to Seattle, to the Rams, and to the Redskins, all on the road. Yikes. If I'm Aaron Rodgers, I'm like, uh-oh. Not only that, and if they can beat the schedule, that's fine. What they can't beat is who they're going to give away. Randall Cobb, Jordy Nelson. What? There are rumors going out there they want to get rid of one of these 2 guys, if not both. 2 of Aaron Rodgers' favorite targets in his career. His top being Jordy Nelson, of course. Randall Cobb sort of helping in the wide receiving core and in the special teams game. You want to get rid of these guys? God, I said this to start the show. The NFC North is going to be one of the crappiest divisions in 2018. And this just goes to show right here, the Packers have a crappy schedule, and they want to get rid of their two best receivers. What are they doing? Are you going to pay Devontae Adams for him to catch 20 passes? Good hell. I don't know what the Packers are doing, but I hope they figure it out. The Packers missed the playoffs at 4. Number 3, I already have my two NFC teams. Last year, the NFC was wide open. I didn't know who to pick. Right now, 2 weeks after the Super Bowl, I know who will represent the NFC in Super Bowl 53. Comes out to 2 teams. And those are the Rams and the Saints. Sean McVay has turned the Rams around 100%, and I believe in him all the way. I love what Sean McVay is doing, and I feel like he can do it again. Jared Goff will have another good year. Todd Gurley's going to he's going to excuse me. He's going to come close to 2,000 yards. He's not going to eclipse 2,000 yards, but Gurley will come to close to 2,000. Sammy Watkins coming back. The only real problem I have with the Rams is the getting rid of Trumaine Johnson, one of their best corners. But I'm sure they can find another corner in the draft or in free agency and fix that problem right there. New Orleans, Drew Brees, Alvin Kamara, Mark Ingram, offensive powerhouse right there. Plus that defense was dominant last year, and I expect more of the same from New Orleans this coming season. So it's going to be the Rams and the Saints in the NFC title game, whether it's in St. Louis, way off. Whether it's in Los Angeles or whether it's in New Orleans, I can't tell you. But as of right now, Rams-Saints, NFC title game. That's at 2. That's a 3. Number 2, you got to laugh at this one. This is a really funny one. I already know who the Browns will win their first game against in 2018. Yes, the Browns will not go 0-16 again. You can't get any worse from 0-16. You can't. If you do, you're just terrible. Really terrible if you go 0-16 2 years in a row. It can't happen. It won't happen. So I looked at the Browns schedule and I said, oh, okay, who could they beat? At least one team they could definitely beat. And of course, I saw, and I overhyped this team last year, Tampa Bay. I say the Browns go into Tampa because Jameis Winston's a turnover machine. And that team is just dysfunctional, even with Deshaun Jackson there. Very disappointing season from him. Browns go into Tampa Bay and beat the Bucs to snap their skid. Whether it's in Week 1 or Week 11. Browns snap their skid with the win in Tampa. I see Isaiah Cromwell, the running back, rushing for a wide-open 27-yard touchdown to clinch it in the final minutes. That's how I see it. I actually saw this, I pictured it in my head a couple of days ago, thinking about this show, planning for the show. I was like, okay. I'm thinking, okay, there's Isaiah Cromwell, 27-yard touchdown to give the Browns a 2-score lead with little time left. They're going to pull it out, and that's where the skid will end for them in Tampa. Browns win in Tampa at 2. And the number 1 prediction for 2018. I have my Super Bowl 53 pick 2 weeks after Super Bowl 52. Be the 3rd consecutive year a Super Bowl is held indoors. And a 3rd consecutive year the Patriots will be in the Super Bowl. I said Houston was a big challenge, but you put Deshaun Watson in the NFC Championship game in Foxborough? No way, Jose. Does the Patriots lose to the Texans like that? Not happening. As much as Texans fans and other Patriot haters want to see it happen, it's not going to happen. Sorry, not sorry. Patriots in the Super Bowl, and I have the Saints going up against. I had the Saints going up against them this year when the playoffs began. I said, okay, I want to see the Saints reach the Super Bowl. And Marcus Williams couldn't tackle Stephon Diggs on the last play in Minnesota. So that went that. Patriots beat the Saints, Super Bowl 53, win their 6th title, a match with the Steelers for most in NFL history. And there you have it. My 10 NFL predictions. 2 weeks after the Super Bowl, my 10 NFL predictions for 2018 season. I'm very excited for 2018 season. Because in 2017, almost every team had so much promise. Even the Browns, I thought the Browns would do well. They had done so well in the draft, and they did let me down. 0-16. How can you do that to me, Browns? Come on. How could you do that to me? This year, same thing, except the Browns, they're just the Browns. I'm not hyping them or anything. But almost every team looks good. I like what all these teams are doing. Especially like the Panthers, I see they're back. The season after Super Bowl 50 was not a fluke. Yeah, every team. Even the Dolphins are going to have their quarterback back. It's not Jay Cutler anymore, so that's something for them. The Jets will improve. Every team's going to improve. No, in one way or even the Browns will improve one way or another. But I don't see them doing anything again. Like I bought into them last year. I'm not doing it again this year. But I can't wait for 2018 season. And I can't wait to be back with you here on the SCU Show. I'm your host, SCU. I want to thank you for listening to this rather short podcast. New stuff coming soon, though. I'm going to go out, buy a Yeti microphone, figure some stuff out. And we will start having guests on soon. So stay tuned for the latest. Until next time, this has been the SCU Show.
The following podcast is a W2M Network original production. Visit W2Mnet.com for all of our other great podcasts, plus news, reviews, articles, and opinions from the worlds of wrestling, video games, football, and entertainment.